Hi everyone, I'm Rosemary, and in today's video I have some quick, easy, and cheap gift jar ideas that everyone will love. In addition to some unique ideas, shortcuts, and copycat formulas, my daughter Nikki has also created these gorgeous free tags and labels for you to print and use if you like to create these fabulous boutique look gift jars at home. I'd like to start off super easy using some prepackaged soup mixes from either Bear Creek, which has many varieties to choose from, or Idahoan for the creamy potato version. For the jar, I'll be using a mason pint jar, this time with the wide mouth. And then all I did was to fill the jars with the soup mix, which fills the pint jars perfectly, and then use Nikki's labels and tags that she made. And how she did it was to create a foldable label that has the soup name on the front and the directions on the back. It prints out like a rectangle, and then you fold it in half to get the front and back pieces. I then made a hole with a hole punch in the upper left corner so that I could tie the tag onto the jar. Nikki also made coordinating labels for the jar lids, and again, all of these will be available as free printables with a link in the description below. Before adding the tag, I did glue the two sides together using a glue stick, and then used twine to wrap the lid and tie on the tag and transform this ho-hum store-bought soup mix into a beautiful gift-worthy treat. When using the Bear Creek brand of soup mix, this gift comes in at around $5. However, if you use the Idahoan brand of soup mix, the price comes in at around $3.50. Up next, how about a delicious and inviting cocktail/mocktail in a jar? We could have come up with multiple ideas here, but decided to keep it simple by using items widely available, like Country Time lemonade as the drink base, and freeze-dried berries in either raspberry or strawberry, available at Target, Walmart, and most supermarkets, and even Dollar Tree. To make, I took a 1-pint mason jar and added 3 tablespoons of the lemonade mix, and then topped with 1/2 cup of the freeze-dried berries, and in this case, raspberries. And then that is all that goes in the jar. From here, I'll add the tags, and Nikki again made these foldable ones with the variety on the front and the instructions on how to make on the back. She also made those cute little coordinating labels for the lid. So after folding and gluing, I'm again going to make the hole with a hole punch, but this time I'm going to be making 2 holes at the top of the label. Then I'll wrap the lid with twine and pull the 2 ends through the 2 holes in the label. Tie a sweet little bow at the top, and you'll delight your family and friends with this adorable gift that will only set you back about $3. Here's another quick, easy, and impressive, but inexpensive jar gift idea, this time using a quart mason jar and complete buttermilk pancake mix. I really like the Hungry Jack brand, but you could use your favorite as long as it is the complete mix. I filled the jar to the 2 1/2 cup line on the jar and then tapped it down to settle the mix, making sure it's compacted so that my gift doesn't show up half empty by the time I'm ready to give it. And now the fun part, mix-ins. And you can really come up with all kinds of options here, but we chose to go with M&Ms, mini chocolate chips, and a date and nut combo. We'll top each jar with 3/4 cups of one of these, and we'll place the mix-ins in a cellophane party loot bag to keep them separated from the pancake mix. I trim the excess paper off the top of the bag, and then simply place the bag into the jar on top of the pancake mix. Nikki again made those adorable tags for each variety, where you can fold it in half and it has the variety name on the front and then the instructions on the back. For this one, I'm going to be adding a decorative cloth topper, and I used a 7-inch plate for my template, outlining it with a pencil. To cut it out, I like to use pinking shears, one because it stops the fabric from fraying, and also because it gives a nice decorative edge. I'll place the cut cloth on top of the jar, and then use a rubber band to secure it in place. I'll then wrap with some baker's twine, and use that to attach the tag. This M&M version comes in at about $5, but the cheapest version would be the mini chocolate chips, coming in at just about $3. Nothing quite says Christmas like cookies, and a layered cookie mix jar makes a wonderful gift. And in this quick and easy version, we'll be using cake mix to simplify some of the steps. I like to sift mine to get the best possible presentation, but that's totally optional and not necessary. In addition, I'll also be using 2 1/3 cups portions of packed brown sugar plus 1 teaspoon of salt. And then I'll have 2 portions of chocolate chips, both measuring 3/4 of a cup. And I will again be placing my chocolate chip mix-ins into the plastic party loop bags to keep them separated from my other ingredients. And then I'll place the ingredients into a 1-quart wide-mouthed mason jar, starting with 1 cup of the cake mix plus 1 teaspoon of salt. Next, my first bag of chocolate chips. Next, my first 1/3 cup portion of brown sugar, followed by another cup of cake mix, and then that second brown sugar portion. Top that with the second bag of chocolate chips, and then that last cup of cake mix. Tamp down the contents from the top to keep the layers in place. And for this one, I decided to again use a decorative cloth topper that I tied on with some twine, and then again use one of Nikki's label to describe the contents and give the directions. And for this jar gift, the cost comes in at about $5. For the next DIYs, I have some delicious dip mixes, and these could also be done in jars, but I decided to go ahead and do them in these bags to keep costs down. The first dip mix is for an Italian bread herb dip, and it has 1 tablespoon each of red pepper, black pepper, oregano, parsley, dried minced garlic, onion powder, and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And then from here, all you need to do is mix all these ingredients together. And then all I did was place the contents into one of these square snack bags that I just picked up from Walmart. And then Nikki again made these beautiful foldable labels that have the variety on the front and then the directions on how to make on the back. And she made it for each variety. And once again, these are available in a link in the description box to free printables. Once I filled the bag with herbs, I folded the bag over twice and then stapled the top to seal it. Next, I used the stapler again to attach the label. Next up, we have a dill dip that has 3 tablespoons of dill, 1 tablespoon each of chopped onion, onion powder, celery seed, parsley, and then 1 teaspoon of sugar and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I then again mixed it all together and then placed it in one of those little bags and added the dill label. For the last dip mix, we have a garlic and herb dip, which has 4 tablespoons of parsley, 3 tablespoons of dried minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Again, mix it all together, put it in the bag, and put on the appropriate label. These dip mixes are delicious, and they're copycats of the types of dip mixes that you find at boutique stores, as well as at craft markets and the like, which are usually selling for $5 or more. And this one will set you back maybe about $1 or $2, depending on where you buy the herbs. And then one last sweet dip idea, which uses 1 package of store-bought cheesecake pudding mix plus 1/3 cup of mini chocolate chips. And for this one, I again used the square snack bag and poured the pudding into the bag. To that, I added 1/3 cup of the mini chocolate chips, sealed it up, and put the tag on. Another great copycat hack to those high-priced gift store offerings. If you'd like to see more impressive but inexpensive gift ideas, check out one of these videos here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.